Let's go. It's your man Mike Bowens coming to you once again live and direct. Listen, this message is entitled, Can We Be Honest? No. Let's scrape that. Can we be 100% honest in relationships? Can we be 100% honest in relationships? Now, when you're in a relationship, there should be some type of trust between the two of you. There should be a level where you could go to the other person and say, listen, this is how I feel about such and such, without the other person getting upset and mad. If you can't talk to the person that you say you're in love with, if you can't have a conversation about things in your heart that you can't talk with nobody else with, then you need to reevaluate that and make some adjustments. Not saying you divorce, not saying you give up on each other, not saying you start cutting each other with a knife or you get a gun and shoot each other, because I know some people feel like that at the time. It shouldn't even get nowhere near that point. It should be, we're adults and we should be able to talk to each other and say, this is how I feel about this particular circumstance, and how can we do something better in the future so that we don't get to this point again. And I feel like in a lot of relationships, people are not 100% honest with each other. They got the mask on. They are acting and they're saying only what the person wants to hear. And sometimes, in order for the relationship to get better and be better, you got to say something that maybe the other person don't want to hear, but it's necessary. And by you doing that, I believe that the relationship can go to another level if received in the proper light. Because sometimes you can say things right, but it's not received the right way. Or sometimes you can say things the wrong way, but the person still can receive it. So it's communication is a vital factor in relationships. Somebody wrote into me and said, what if in a relationship you are the person who wants intimacy, but the other person is constipated within the intimacy, meaning they're clingy, they don't want to open up and talk and be intimate, but they don't want to let this person go. And that's a lot of layers, because in any relationship, if there's a blockage with the communication, then how are you really going to get to the core of the issues? How are you going to really get to the core of the problems? How are you going to get to the core of the challenges that you two face, or even one person faces as an individual? But even as an individual, when you're facing problems and you're in a relationship, it affects the other person. So it's not just your problem, it's my problem as well. It's not just my problem, it's your problem as well. And so it's like, we gotta, as people, gotta say, you know what? Let's be naked and unashamed. That's how God had it in Genesis. Adam and Eve was walking in the cool of the day. They was naked and they didn't even know they was naked. This is the problem. We got so many issues and we cover them up with, I'm okay. How you really doing? I'm fine. I'm okay. We cover it up with, I don't want to talk no more. We cover it up by putting our head in the sand and throw sand on us and hope that the issue resolves. But there's underlying issues, and if they're not dealt with, guess what? Somewhere along the line, it comes up again. And for some people, it comes up and it comes up and it comes up, and they never learn to forgive. And it builds up to the point where then they're ready to leave each other, when it could have been solved easily if they said, you know what? Let's sit down and talk about this. Maybe let's go to breakfast. Maybe let's have lunch and let's just talk. Even if we write it down on paper, write how I feel and you write down how you feel, and I give it to you and you give it to me, and we sit down and read it. And then we talk about how we can make it better. It's not rocket science, people. But when emotions are involved, then it becomes rocket science. Because then it's like you're coming at me. You're making me the enemy. You're trying to hurt me. And we guard our hearts. And we don't want to let nobody in. So we in relationships like this. My heart is guarded, but we're in a relationship. My heart is guarded, but I love you. My heart is guarded, but I give you a little bit of money. But we don't never open up to be vulnerable, to say, you know what? This is how I feel. And I really love you, but this is what I need from you. Or this is what hurt me. Or I feel like you don't listen to me in this particular area. Or whatever. Could be any issue. But the point I'm trying to make is, can you be 100% honest in a relationship to say that without the other person feeling away? So I hope this message encouraged somebody. You want your relationship to be better, and you got to be 100% honest. Can't be lying. Can't be sneaking in the booth in the corner of the dark, and think that things is going to work out. All right? So this is your man, Mike Bowens. I'm signing off until next time, saying be blessed.